Welcome aboard the TUNG podcast. Take your seats, fasten your seatbelts, and prepare to join the conversation that is taking place around the world. Ramon G and Eduardo del Castillo will be your pilot and co-pilot to ensure you arrive at your destination safely.
Yo, it's your boy Ramon G. If you're here to learn English, learn language, or just learn something, the door's open. Come on in, we got lots to talk about.
Hi Ramon, my name is Eduardo del Castillo. I'm here to speak with you.
Hello.
Hello,
What's going on
friend.
out there? It is Ramon over here with Eduardo. How are you today, sir?
I'm really fine, thank you, Ramon. I'm here to speak with you. I feel really grateful for being invited by you to speak this topic.
Alrighty. Always a good time here at the TUNG podcast. I believe it's episode 4. Time goes by when you're having fun. But you know how it is, man. We're here on the Zoom. Eduardo got the Jumanji background. And we're just gonna have a conversation about a couple things. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Well, good. Sorry, I went to take lunch with a friend. I do a really good things with my friends. I went to see my mom, and I have passed a good day. I went to buy flowers to my office. I new plants, these new plants to my new office. So I bought a new plants to put on living room, and I bought what else? And I went to eat to my friend's house because he invited me to have lunch with his family. And what's good because I eat jungle food for the jungle, because his family eat from jungle.
So, like, what kind of food was it?
Like, for example, fish, fried fish with soup of fish, and what else? Bananas, but boiled, was really good. So
Okay. It sounds delicious. By the way, I was gonna tell you, I ate a Peruvian dish this week, I believe, right?
How is carrot?
It was like a spaghetti, and the sauce was green.
Okay, I know what you refer.
What is it?
It's in Spanish. I think it's called. Let me see.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pasta,
Yeah.
kind of like an Alfredo almost.
This one, right? This one?
Yeah. Well, hold on, I haven't seen it yet.
Do you see?
Still not seeing it yet.
Oh, your internet connection is really bad.
For real? Like, I see your screensaver still.
Sorry. Which screen do you see?
Your screensaver.
This one. Do you see my screen now?
Yeah, I ate that.
Yes, I know which you refer. This is my. How did you try this? Why? Because you went to a restaurant. You have a friend.
Okay, why? How did I get this food? How did this food get to me?
Yeah.
Can I tell him how it got to me? Okay, so check this out. Story time. My wife, she has her own business.
Yes, I know.
And one of the services that she has in her business is, you know what? Kind of similar how you have like the lady come to your house to clean and cook and help out with things in the house. She provides a service to help out the elderly, like older ladies that can't move, that maybe have a little bit of trouble cleaning the house or doing things, even like consulting and counseling and sitting down with them and talking to them a little bit. So she helps the elderly and she visits them sometimes, through her business. So in one of the ladies' houses, there's another lady that is also there helping out, working, and she is from Peru.
Really?
She's Japanese, Peruvian, and then they were talking, and my wife said, "Nah, I don't like Peruvian food," to the lady, and the lady said, "What?" And the next day she came with that food, and she gave her like 2 plates, one for her and one for me. And to be honest, it was very good. I liked it a lot, and she did too.
Really? Yes. For example, when I was on pandemic, I have to learn how to cook, but I have never cooked this. But my mom, yes, she did. She's very, how can I say that? Expert cooking this kind of foods. If sometime you come to Peru, I'm going to invite you all of these delicious foods.
Yeah, it might not be too far from now. I do plan on going to Peru with my family, probably visiting you, probably checking things out, probably going to Machu Picchu, I think.
Yeah, that will be great.
Definitely looking forward to it. But yeah, man, I guess I'll bring up a topic that we can kind of talk about.
Oh yes, I have it here. We can speak about this, about Disney world all over the companies responsible to so-called don't say gay bills.
Okay, so let's go suavecito, right? Slowly.
Yeah, okay.
Disney World. What are your thoughts on that company? Just in general.
What comes to my mind when you say Disney World?
Yes.
Well, I have never traveled to USA, but as much as I know, because I have seen in many videos, it's that Disney it's a company for people to go to relax, especially with children. They go there to play with all these games that there are, and there are many characters from Disney, and they play with children. So it's a funny part, right? Parque de diversiones, funny parks, something like that.
Yeah, not too far from the idea. Walt Disney World. Walt Disney is the gentleman that created what we call Disney World. There's also Disneyland in California. There's Disneyland in Shanghai, and there's another one somewhere in China, but I forgot what city it's by. But they have like cartoons, right? They have some cartoons: Mickey Mouse, Pluto, Goofy. They make movies, toys. They have parks. It's a world. It's a whole world for children, for adults, for everybody. So at the park, the Disney World Park, I guess there was like a planned walkout, a protest that they're going to do. I'm going to read just a little bit, just to kind of...
Of course.
This is from Reuters.com. And I'm going to read an article from their website. So this is from Reuters, reuters.com. This is from their website. I'm just simply reading because it looks like they have some information here that we can learn from. So, employees of the Walt Disney Company staged walkouts and social media campaigns on Tuesday to protest the company's response to Florida legislation that would limit classroom discussion of sexual orientation or gender identity. In a rare public demonstration of unrest, about 60 Disney employees gathered at a park outside of Los Angeles where they wielded signs calling on Disney to protect LGBTQ kids and chanted, "Disney, say gay, we won't go away." A lot of people enjoy working for Disney, and a lot of people are upset that the company they love is harming the subset of employees that their community in Florida, said Taylor White, a technical director at Disney Television. Disney has encountered internal criticism about its public stance toward the legislation, which critics call the Don't Say Gay bill. So I'm going to pause right there. The Don't Say Gay bill is a law that they are passing that limits the conversation of sexual orientation and gender identity in schools. So what does that mean? That means that depending, I don't know all the details, but they're going to limit, meaning they're not going to talk about sexual orientation, meaning, I guess, what I would assume, the difference between a boy and a girl, which would be gender identity. They're not going to talk about it. That's what the bill says. But people are upset because they're saying that they should talk about it, that it needs to be spoken about, that they want in school to talk about gay, trans, etc. What do you think? It's a touchy topic. Different people have different views. Walt Disney World is now caught in the mix because people are protesting. What do you think?
Well, first of all, to understand the context, it's like, for example, the legislation said that you do not speak about this topic on the school, I think, right? So on the school, for example, you don't need to discuss about this topic during class or with your tutors, with the person who teaches you. So I understand that people wait at Disney World say something about this legislation, or which is the topic. Well, to start, for example, I will say that about the legislation. Well, I don't know how to say, but sometimes for speak about this topic, it's good. I think it's necessary, but it's not necessary to expose children at so early age speak about this topic because they can get confused about this. But for example, for example, for children that are, for example, 10 years old, imagine that you explain a children for 10 years old about this topic. For example, imagine that, hey, yes, this is, I don't know, Pepito, and Pepito love, I don't know, his friend, Ramon, for example. So it's very confusing to speak this to a children, right? Because children are not many, they do not have a conscious or a good thinking about to develop it, adjust a juicio, right? Do you understand? To judge this situation. So they don't have the enough knowledge to assimilate this situation, and they can get confused. But it's different, for example, when you speak with a person from 15 years old, right? That they are older, of course, and they can assimilate this information, they can develop it, a statement, and they can have a juice about this, and they can decide they have more skill, more tool to decide about this. So I won't censors. I won't eliminate this. I won't. But what I do maybe is to select, for example, or to choose. Maybe you cannot tweet about this topic in this age, but you can do it on the other age. So in that way, you cannot avoid, but you have a better time to explain them, because it's necessary. Because there are people who feel different from other persons. There are persons who feel different from other persons, and they don't know follow the law, the social law. For example, imagine there are persons in the last grade of the school, and they feel in love of a person the same sex, and it's okay, right? It's okay. You can do it because it's allowed. You can do whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
So don't. If people do not know about this, they are going. It's more probably that they confuse about this topic and they have a bad statement. Do you understand? For example, what I mean, a person who do not know about this, when they see a couple doing, I don't know, or married, I don't know, they are going to feel strange. And when person feels strange, they reject the other person. And when they reject the other person, they start to build a barrier. And this barrier normally is developed or finished in hate. And that's something normal, right? Because you don't know about that. So it's more easy. It's easier to this person to hate other person, and maybe they can commit a crime, I don't know. So we cannot hide the sun with that fingers. So
okay.
Just to know about this.
Very well spoken, my friend. And to an extent, I agree. It's not a matter of what are we going to talk about it, or what are we going to talk about. It's more of a matter of when are we going to talk about it, because we have to at some point face reality, not just with this topic, but with any topic. Mm-hmm. As a father, at some point, I'm going to have to talk to my daughter about things that's a little bit uncomfortable. That's a little bit, maybe not the conversation I want to have, but it might be conversations that I need to have, because we have to speak on everything so that when she's out in the real world and she sees something, like you said, it's understood. It's been spoken about. It's not, oh, what's that? And then you develop an ignorant outlook on something that you just simply misunderstood.
Yes.
So I totally understand.
It's necessary.
Now, I mean, what do they want Disney World to do? I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can explain that part to me. I understand Disney World is, I believe they are supportive of that community, and they're probably using the platform, which is fine.
It's a little, sometimes people, I mean, it's really difficult to a company to speak loud about this, because of course it's really controversial. For example, there are two sides, conservative and liberal. Conservative could just, for example, someone that speak different than or think different than them. So if a company go and say a statement, and in this side they don't like what they say, maybe they can lose clients from this side, or vice versa. If this other part says something that, or if Disney, for example, say something that don't like this part, so they can go. So I understand why they are not speak.
Yeah. So let me finish real quick, just the other half of the article real quick. So Disney attempted. Say that again, Eduardo.
For you, for example, what do you think? For example, do you have some problem with this community? Have you ever have experienced in a way this situation really near to you? I mean, for example, have you ever have friends, gay friends or lesbian friends or something like that? Different friends.
Okay. Yeah. I used to work at a store.
Yes, you
That was
mentioned that, yeah, the old
a sex store.
manager.
I mean, I'm not gonna speak on anybody that I worked with, but I will say that
Or client.
it was open to all kinds of different people. Some people were gay, some people were straight, some people were trans, some people were all different kinds of people.
So you were in a way really near to this person.
Well, the whole entire community of people that shop there for parties that were for these communities. Okay, there's a parade called Pride. And it's a gay parade. They throw it in South Beach. They throw it in Fort Lauderdale. They throw it all over the country. And my job had like a float in the parade. I didn't go that day because I had to work, but they had a float, and it's a parade, like a celebration. So just to make a long story short, yeah, the job I had before was very much supportive of the LGBTQ community, and so I've definitely am not a stranger or not 100% ignorant to that kind of community. Like, it's okay. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with anybody and their sexual preference. Now, to some extent, sometimes I feel like that's a private conversation. That's something secret. Whatever you do sexually is your own privacy, and you shouldn't be telling people that are not close to you or are in a situation with you. And some people just don't even want to know. So, and that's in general with everybody, no matter what you are. At the end of the day, you have the freedom to choose who to love and who you want to be with and who you want to hang out with and who your friends are. And as long as you're not hurting nobody, I don't got a problem with it. My only thing is, sometimes people are expressing their sexuality, and that's fine too. But I mean, honestly, don't care what people do on their private time, and I'm not going to be telling everybody what I do on my private time, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, I totally agree with you, because even government cannot speak about person, right? It's in their size, in their house. What they want to do is their problem. As much as they don't damage other persons or other people, they can live how they can live. They can do whatever they want in their life. Right? If they are happy like this, it's okay, right? No one's know which is the true happiness. So
yeah, man. I have no problem with it at all. It doesn't bother me one bit. Like I said, if you are not causing harm to nobody and you're a good person and you're minding your business, I'll mind my business as well. And you treat people how you want to be treated, and I feel like love is the ultimate goal, and everybody should be trying to reach it, and that's fine. But really quick, I don't want to not finish this article real quick. It's like 2 paragraphs about the Disney World, just to bring closure to what happened. So Disney attempted to address employees' concerns through a virtual town hall for employees meeting on Monday. CEO Bob Chapek said the company's made a mistake initially, remaining publicly silent on the legislation, and pledged to use the moment as a catalyst for change. We know how important it is for the issue for our LGBTQ employees, their families and allies. We respect our colleagues. We respect our colleagues' right to express their views, a Disney spokesperson said, and we pledge our ongoing support to the LGBTQ community in the fight for equal rights. So okay, they went ahead and addressed it. They took accountability for being silent, and the show must go on, man. I hope I get to go to Disney World soon. I like going there. Hey, you gotta come through to Disney World, man, and come visit.
Yes, I really want to go there. The first thing that I'm going to do when I go to United States, I'm going to visit Disney World.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's a very, very fun place to go to. It really doesn't matter how old you are.
It's weird, right? Because Disney, for example, in some content, in some material, in some episodes of some movies that they have done, they have introduced this person, this kind of person.
Cool.
LBQT. For example, there are some movies in Disney that they have, in a way, they have not yet but indirectly some customers that have these personalities, right? Gay customers.
Like, give me an example.
I don't remember now, but for example, there are movies that call it a dolphin that tiburon, how do you say it?
A tiger. A shark. A tiburón is a shark.
Okay, a shark that don't want to eat fish, and he were gay. This one, look. I don't know if it's were from Disney, but I think this is good.
Se la llevó el tiburón. Have you heard that song?
Shark.
Oh, I like that guy.
Okay, this one was a movie. Sorry, about this. This shark was a shark that don't like to eat fish, and they were seen as a gay. So it's a chart. It's a movie.
But that's not Disney World, though.
No, yes, they were. I thought they were, but no. But that's.
It looks similar. Shark Tale.
Yeah, that's a gay shark. So in a way, they are introduced this kind of character on the movies, and movies for children. So we are not so far. But it's okay, for me it's okay, but in specific time, with a specific person, because it's needed to they have a choice, they can differentiate, they can make a statement, they can have these tools, that is knowledge. When you develop knowledge to just something, it's better.
Absolutely, 100%. So, moral of the story is all love for everyone, everywhere. And shout out to Disney World for caring for their employees during this time. And I also want to shout out to the people in the Ukraine going through this difficult situation. Shout out to Chewy. They actually donated $1 million of pet essential items to the families that may have some pets as they are trying to find a safe place to go. So
Sorry, it's my neighbor.
Yo, it's all good. I hope your neighbor's okay, but did he just say sorry to you?
Because now it's a football playing. Peru is playing with other country.
Oh, really? There's a game going on. That's what's up. Hey, it's better than it's better than the guy with the scissors. It's okay, man. It's funny, man. It's good to laugh. But yeah, so shout out to Chewy for that donation, because hey, people over there have pets too, and it's difficult for them too, trying to migrate. I actually got an update from somebody who lives close to the Ukraine border. He told me that the Ukraine army is actually fighting back strong. You know, they're actually not making it that easy to be taken over. So shout out to them. Hey, sometimes you got to stand your ground. It is what it is. I'm not going to get too deep into war and politics because it's definitely not my lane. But again, peace and love. That's all we got to do to make sure we all live in this world together and coexist to be happy. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Yes, I think the same, my friend.
How long have we been going so far?
What?
How long have we been going so far since we started?
About this class or what?
The whole episode.
What do you mean?
¿Cuánto tiempo?